We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. So the Orange Man and friends are serious about crypto. Gee, do we know anybody who's been saying that? I don't know. I think I've been saying that. These guys wanted higher, and guess what? It's going higher. When Americans said we're landing at Normandy, they landed at Normandy. When John Kennedy said we're going to the moon, we went to the moon. When the Fed said we're not going to let the economy crack after 2008, they printed for 15 years. So if he tells you it's going up, what should you do? This, of course, doesn't mention anything about $37 trillion in debt, a need for a different currency, and a desperate need for a wealth effect on his base, because the real jobs are going to people overseas, and he can't help that. Okay? I mean, he could, but he's not. So how do you get money in the hands of people? How do you create a whole new version of the internet? How do you create a whole new version of Wall Street? You know, the Magnificent Seven stocks are probably worth like $15 trillion. Altcoins, as of yesterday, were worth just under $1 trillion. He wants it up. It's going up. Everybody thought it was crazy with the Made in America cryptos. Now search volume on XRP is off the charts, and anything that follows XRP, and basically all of Web3 is about to follow. So first it was the Made in America cryptos. Now that's everywhere. And the next thing is Web3, because they're going to want Web3 and DeFi higher. In some ways, it's simple. Like, is that a presidential portrait or a mugshot? Are you going to get in this guy's way? I don't recommend it. Everyone thinks I'm going to buy the dip. This is you had the dip face. You had the dip all summer, and they were selling it down at 90 because everyone doubted me for the second time in 60 days. I guess I'm not making myself clear, so I have to go with like a science fiction evil eye look so that everyone understands. Okay? And we'll see you at the crypto ball. This is as clear as can be. It's so clear that they can't admit it. They, being Ray Dalio and all these clowns who were declaring the macro end of the world, when this market's for 18-year-olds. Wow, is it cool? Is it shiny? Is it fast? Okay, market buy it. Is it down? Excellent. Let's get more. That's it. Don't have to read a finance textbook. Don't need an MBA. Don't need to memorize everything Warren Buffett ever said. Don't. Welcome to crypto. Okay, let's welcome who's here. Who is here? Colby first on the stream. Thomas, Miklo, SGSG, the original. I think him and Keynes and Huber's Ranch. Banks 911, Desiree, Michael, Warmon, CB, Dara, Tyson, Shelly, Dominic, Trevor. What's up? Drake. Unip, what's happening? Have I followed Nova or Crow? No, not as closely as I should, but this whole DeFi AI thing, essentially it's going up, right? It's going up. That's what I think. Down, but not out is in the house. Again, that's not investment advice. Desiree is happy to be here. I am happy to be here because we're killing it. It's going up because I want it to go up. And you know what? They've been telling you for 2 days. Eric Trump reveals that his portfolio includes 4 cryptos: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Sui. And why aren't you involved? Credit card defaults hit the highest level since 2008, up 50% in a single year. Okay. So we need to be able to get money in people's hands so that they can get a wealth effect, right? There's no wealth. The wealth effect for the top 1% was NVIDIA and real estate. The common man can understand NVIDIA, or maybe, but the AI narrative in crypto hasn't been touched yet. If you can put $500 into the crypto market, or you can put in like $2,000 a year or $2,000 every 2 years, if you can just get it into the market, into something decent, and have a little left over for speculation, you might be able to cover your credit card payments, right? Absolving credit card debt doesn't help the situation necessarily. The currency is not working. People are defaulting on credit cards because they're getting charged 20%, right? 20, 25, 30%. The tightening cycle, the idiotic tightening cycle, is coming home to roost. The interest rates, the currency, they don't work. We need a new one. That's it. The housing market is frozen. Why? Because the currency doesn't work. The interest rates are broken. The central bank doesn't work. It doesn't work. The only way out of a debt crisis is to change the value of the currency. And we can't change the value of the currency, the dollar versus the euro and sterling, because they're crashing. So how are you going to change the value of the currency versus Bitcoin or gold? Period. So you got all these problems and everyone's like, the sky's going to fall. Yeah, you're going to have a stock market correction later in the year at some point. But the answer is in the currency market. Global debt skyrockets to $315 trillion. Global debt now equals 33% of global GDP. Yeah, that's global debt denominated in fiat, not in Bitcoin, gold, silver, Solana, XRP, Ethereum, Stellar, Avalanche. I could go on. The only way out of a debt crisis is to devalue the currency. The only way to devalue the currency is to moon crypto. That's it. Now, for everybody who thinks inflation is going to be a constant, never-ending problem, China is experiencing essentially a crash. Kyle Bass has been short China for a long time. Okay, interest rates are totally collapsing over there because they have a deflationary problem. Their real estate market was way overinflated. The government forced banks to lend. There's no growth to sustain the debt, blah, 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 blah. What is going to happen when all the unemployed people in China get access to crypto? How long do you think it's going to take the Chinese to figure out this little wealth effect thing? I've said this, right? So everyone's like, oh my God, China's crashing, right? Oh my God, Walmart is hiring people from overseas and paying them $140,000. So that's likely tech workers. And why can they get away with that? Well, because the people from overseas, right, the dollar continues to appreciate versus the rupee, right? So if they're getting paid $130,000, that could be like getting paid $400,000 equivalent over wherever they came from, because our currency is too strong. So this is not about, I don't know who's smart, who's not smart, who can do these jobs, who can't do these jobs. That's for crypto Twitter. This number is appealing because the dollar is overvalued. It's overvalued. Meanwhile, back at the crusty hedge fund ranch, Ray Dalio, who just got done bragging about what happens when governments are insolvent. Well, Ray, you devalue the currency. So he writes this huge book, scares everybody. And then I want to steer away from debt and have some hard money like gold and Bitcoin. Ray, did you bear post the bond market and miss the Bitcoin bottom? See what I mean about these hedge funds? You see what I mean? When you have something simple, it doesn't require a bunch of hedge funds at a cocktail party who have to look, they're looking down their nose at two people, you and him. They're like, oh, well, there has to be a different solution because it can't possibly that you're going to create a whole new industry, put money in the hands of people. Oh, no. We make money when things crash and blow up. That's what it used to be. Yeah. Okay. No, we're doing it differently this time. We're going to have a reverse crash in crypto. So we can listen to crusty old hedge fund managers, or we can listen to this guy who they've been trying to run off the planet for 6 years. Yeah. And he's back and he's in business. So no, yes. No. Yes. Okay. Coinbase launches Bitcoin loans for US users. Oh my goodness. Coinbase is finally done dumping meme coins on retail. Finally going to do something useful. By the way, they're going to list the Trump meme coin. Don't miss that. Don't miss that. I got that chart coming up. They're going to have Bitcoin loans. So this is constructive. And then they're going to get ETH going. They're going to get base going. Toshi is moving. And if these guys don't have one base coin going every week, they're crazy, because they may get a call from the new regulators about the meme coin pump and dump at the end of last year when Gary was cleaning out his desk. No joke. So they have a huge incentive to make their customers super happy, right? Get those base coins, get that layer 2 moving, get it going. Like this whole thing that ETH was dead. Oh, XRP was dead. Stellar was dead. XRP went up 400%. People were like, man, I don't care. I don't care. What's going to happen when they get base going? Like, I'm serious. Like, what is going to happen? Like, here is the guy from Multicoin Capital, who is Mr. Solana. 5 years ago, this guy had a red Ferrari. I saw it with the license plate Solana. You know, he had it when Solana was at 3 cents. The future of Ethereum is Coinbase, talking about L2s, base, and Arbitrum. You got to watch out. Now, I don't know who monetizes all that. All I know is if speculative demand picks up on Ethereum and people discover base, ETH is going up, because it's the only thing that hasn't joined in. And if it does, the market's going to be a volcano. It's going to be a volcano. President-elect is going to create an America First strategic reserves that prioritizes cryptocurrencies such as XRP. Wow, you mean the government's going to print money to buy the Made in America coins so that Ripple can go from 1,000 employees to 10,000 employees and become Goldman Sachs? That sounds familiar, right? Now, why is he on Solana? Why are they doing Solana? Quiz question for the class. You know why they're doing Solana? Because they got a phone. They have a tangible thing that the general public can understand. Get the phone, get an airdrop. Solana becomes money. So if you can't get around the tech oligarchs for Web3, you just embrace Solana. You embrace the phone and then the optics on Solana. So Bitcoin is $100,000 a unit. So everybody thinks, well, I don't have $100,000 for one Bitcoin, even though we know it doesn't work that way. But that's what the general public thinks. And then Ethereum is $3,300 a unit. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I can get one of those. But hey, this thing's $240. I can get a Solana. Optics. It's like Solana is the new face-melting Bitcoin Cash. The phone's coming out. You can play memes on Phantom. So you can go to Vegas. You can invest. You can do anything you want. Rock and roll, right? Buy the fast money. Buy the fast money. I mean, can you tell he's getting advice? He's getting strategic advice from somebody, right? Like, what puts the most money in people's hands the fastest? The Solana and XRP ecosystem. Because in Solana, they can speculate. They can have the AI agents. They have the phone. It's digestible. Now, does Solana have a lot of excess? Yes. Have you ever been in one of the Orange Man's hotels or casinos? So Solana and XRP can also both go in ETFs. So why not have the government start buying it now? It's like, okay, well, you can have the Fed buy the ETF. They just told you. This is what they're telling you. They're telling you they're going to be ETFs and the Fed's going to buy the ETFs. And they're going to goose the whole thing. Right? Solana 1,000. XRP, I mean, I had XRP $4.50 as a target by the end of June on a long-term price prediction. I'm like, oh my God, that's going to have to be revised. I mean, XRP is not expensive until the XRP market cap is equal to Ethereum, which is what the Orange Man has also been told. So he just wants it to go up. We are just getting started with Bitcoin. 2025 is going to be epic. You're right. It is. And you know what? I like the 2021 comparison because guess what? This is going to be just like 2021, except everything that they built and dumped on your head is actually going to get used. So if they rallied it back then, can you imagine what they're going to do now? People are waiting for a dip. They're going to get one on Easter. The dip was last week, which is why I incessantly bull post it. I could go call up some of these dimwit trading types who were making everybody feel horrible when ETH was down like 8% in one day and Bitcoin was like blowing through 90. Now we're having like the crypto gala, and this is the new mugshot. I mean, whoa, really? Get out of here. Just stop it. It's not happening. Not happening. Okay. Here we go. Bitcoin versus the quantum computing threat. Okay. So more FUD. Like I said, FUD, news articles don't get written overnight. So they were like, well, the market's going down. What FUD can we put out? Markets figure this stuff out. We need a different currency. Major computer changes are coming. No one can predict how that works out. And Bitcoin may not be the ultimate answer. Who knows? But we need a different currency. Expert says with XRP, you are not just holding a crypto, but a key to a new financial ecosystem. Huh. Wow. Now that sounds familiar. He must watch the show. XRP hit 7-year high of $3.20, driven by Ripple's partial legal win and optimism for pro-crypto U.S. regulations, even as they file an appeal on their way out to be lawyers in Antarctica. The bigger the base, the higher into space. The market goes down, the market goes sideways. Then when the market turns around, it goes up the exact same way. And this is not over by any stretch of the imagination. But what may happen is now that everyone is searching for XRP, the question you have to ask is what goes next? Is it Algorand? Is it Hedera or Solana or all three? How about Fetch AI or any of these coins on Coinbase that people can like associate with? Oh, okay, that's in a grayscale ETF. Okay, let's buy that. Oh, that has a low dollar price. Let's buy that. Oh, that's like Solana or Ethereum or XRP, like XLM and Cardano. XRP holds $3, overtaking Bitcoin searches on Google Trends. Like, you just can't believe the performance on any XRP related YouTube video. XRP passes 190 million in market cap. Who cares? Who cares? Talk to me at 250 million and we'll discuss it. 250 million. It's money. It's a currency. It's not a stock. I mean, Ripple is a company and that's great, but it's money with a company behind it. And money can be worth whatever you think it's worth. They're doing the opposite to sterling and the euro. They're devaluing fiat versus XRP. Is that so outlandish? XRP flips Bitcoin on Google Trends. Okay. So now maybe it's time for Bitcoin. Like I said, there's no reason to bear post XRP. XRP might take you might get a 1-day break. We'll look at it. And if you get a 1-day break in XRP and it comes back, you got 2 weeks upside. Just, you could be a rampage. I mean, do you think that what's going on right now on the tape is not being watched in some situation room at Mar-a-Lago? That his financial people are like, oh my God, thank God we changed the subject. Vivek's going to go run for Senate in Ohio. Okay. We've got the Visa thing off the tape. Elon's playing rockets and we're back to what we were doing right after the election, which is mooning crypto and being super popular and cool. So Bitcoin is next and ETH could follow, right? Like Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, like, you don't even think about buying or looking somewhere else until the Solana search volume goes up. Fidelity bought 4,800 Bitcoin. They're now competing with BlackRock because Fidelity is putting retail in, or retail is putting themselves in. They're just like, yeah, you know what? Stocks aren't going anywhere. Let's buy Bitcoin. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Michael Saylor just bought 200,000 Bitcoin in the last 10 weeks. So what? Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. You know, it's like Michael Saylor buys. It doesn't matter. You know, mugshot. It doesn't matter. Then it does. Then what are people going to do? They're going to wait for the dip and there won't be one. This is why you can't let bull markets mess up your head. Pension funds. Wisconsin, Michigan. So you have the state governments that are going to buy this. You have the state pension and retirement funds who have got problems who are going to buy this. Anybody who's running a 60-40 portfolio knows that a 60-40 portfolio is trash. It doesn't work. It's not going to work. You don't want to have 40% of your money in government bonds. That's insane, right? That doesn't work. And stocks are wildly overvalued in certain areas, right? They're either wildly overvalued or they're completely uninteresting. So what are you going to do? You're going to sit around while some other portfolio manager beats you out? No. Right? What do you think Franklin Templeton and all these places, why do you think they're putting out all this research? Who's consuming it? Pension funds. These guys are huge. I mean, we're talking like, you know, do a chat GBT. We could be talking like, you know, 50 trillion worldwide in pension funds, right? And some of them can only buy MicroStrategy stock, which, oh, by the way, all of Wall Street is short. Cynthia Loomis, we could cut our debt in half in 20 years by buying 1 million Bitcoin. Well, Cynthia, I don't know if that's true or not, but you feel free to laser eye on, because I would rather listen to that than some of the, you know what, I was listening to when Bitcoin was at 90K. Everyone's like, are we going back to the bear market? I was like, no, dude, we're not. We're not. Okay. XRP can't stop flipping. XRP. Oh, by the way, and I have some of these charts and I've been looking at them. You know, you realize that because XRP and Solana have done nothing versus Bitcoin for a while, XRP for years, Solana for months, that the charts of XRP versus Bitcoin, of Solana versus Bitcoin, and even ETH versus Bitcoin, it's ridiculous. It's the underperformance of these altcoins versus Bitcoin is unbelievable. And Benjamin Cohen and the Bitcoin maximalists were telling you that altcoins were dead like 2018, the day before the election. Meanwhile, this chart, I mean, the bigger the base, the higher into space. Close the chart textbook. Anything that looks like this, get involved. It's as simple as that. Because you know what? That's what the Coinbase normies are going to do. All the crypto bros are looking down their nose, and all the hedge funds are like, well, it can't be that simple. Actually, bro, it could be. Okay? Because he just told you, right? He just told you. Why would we not listen? I don't know. You got the charts. You got all this stuff. Solana reclaims 100 billion market cap. I don't know. Solana and XRP probably should have the same market cap. Everyone buys Solana and then turns around and dumps it for some meme coin. The meme coins really aren't performing. Solana could accrue a lot of value if there's an ETF. Donald Trump's Treasury Secretary says there's no reason for the government to create a central bank digital currency. Right. If anything, there's a need to create a privacy coin, not from Uncle Sugar, but on your own. Because the real danger may not be a CBDC. It may be some AI computer system that is or is not part of the public or private sector. You don't know, right? It's like once the machines start walking around and talking, will privacy matter? Yeah, it will. Monero's been moving. It's moving, right? Senator Cynthia Loomis sends a letter to the U.S. Marshals, says, get your hands off my Bitcoin. Cynthia, I love it. It's very entertaining. Thank you. Right? Okay. Again, the strategic reserve. Oh my God. I love this. You know, it's really good that they're finally going to do this. Orange Man appoints Hollywood special ambassadors. Their mission, fix movies. Let me tell you a story. Okay. Once upon a time, here's how the world worked. You went to school and got the best grades humanly possible. So you could go down to the recruiting office with your paper resume and submit it to have whoever was recruiting on campus. And the key was to try to go to schools where the banks, the intelligence agencies, the computer companies recruited. So some people recruited at my school, some not. I had to mail mine in and use a connection. But which means my grades had to be even higher. So there was a huge incentive to work, right? Because across the river from Jersey was Manhattan. And where did Manhattan become cool? Well, in the movie Wall Street with Charlie Sheen and Michael Douglas. And where did the motivation come from to basically kick ass and take names? Well, from all the corny cringe movies that you guys may or may not have seen. Star Wars, right? Want to know what the main plot of Star Wars is? I'll tell you. Save the princess and blow up the Death Star. Boom. That'll get you moving. And then 2 months later, you could go to the movie theater and watch Rocky, right? You know, get knocked down and keep going, 16 rounds, 4 movies, Star Wars, 4 movies. Rambo comes along. Everyone's in the gym. Everybody. And that went on for 20 years, right? Go to the movies, find a beautiful woman, find a beautiful person, study hard, get a job, and go. Now, obviously, things are not that simple today, but we do have a population problem. So my point with this is, well, no one's going to watch 80s movies. So we got to make new ones. So we're going to call Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, right? They may even call Schwarzenegger, even though, his political leanings are unusual. They're going to call all these guys. And guys, you know what, guys? You guys better get busy writing movies. We need romantic comedies. We need action heroes. We need Tom Hanks. We need whatever we can get made in America. Corny, I don't care. I want people to go to the movies. I want them to have crypto money in their pocket, right? And I want some woman who currently may not be interested in dating to just look at the crypto bro after the 80s movies and some fine Italian dining, and boom, we have people solving the population problem. Population problem is a national security issue. So is credit card debt. So is the fact that Gen Z has been wiped off the planet. And then you're like, Bill, is this a crypto live stream? I'm like, yeah, bro, it's a crypto live stream. Because what do you think the crypto bros are going to do when they get money? They got to be able to get out of the house. They got to be able to go on a date and watch a movie. I'm serious. They got to be able to afford the restaurant, and there has to be a motivational movie. Now, in some countries or some places, or maybe in all places, that's called propaganda. Okay. So let's wave the flag, eat cheeseburgers, buy crypto, make money, and make babies. If that's propaganda, I want to watch it at least twice a week. LFG. If this doesn't tell you what they want to do, they want to bring back the 80s with crypto, and they're 60 days into it. And everybody wants to get off the train. Get out of here. Get out of here. Right? Bonkers. Bonkers. Right? You got to approach this market like an 18-year-old in 1983. Solana ETF approval, 75% chance. XRP ETF approval, 70% chance. Bitcoin Breakly, likely no later than January. FOMC meeting, as if anyone cares what they have to say. It's not relevant. Government spending dominates the interest rate sector. So the Fed can do whatever it wants to do, say whatever it wants to say. The algorithms can trade off of what, the statement versus what's expected. And then we go right back to the issue being government spending and changing the value of the currency. All fiat is going to zero as Bitcoin rockets to $1 million. We make the laws, they don't. I mean, I prefer let's watch a Rambo movie, eat Italian food, and spend the XRP money on a nice weekend in Manhattan. about that? XRP is now at all-time highs on Bitfinex, Kraken, and Binance. Moon it all, baby. Moon it all. Someone just moved 11,000 Bitcoin worth $1.1 billion around the world for $1.50. The world's most efficient monetary network. And that's the market update. Don't forget, Kyle Tsunami, the future of Ethereum is Coinbase. Don't forget that. Okay, live TA, here's what we got. This is Ripple XRP versus Bitcoin. So XRP has clearly been outperforming Bitcoin. This signal means you may take a 1 to 2 day break in that. And Bitcoin could catch up. I continue to believe you're just going to wake up one day and Bitcoin's going to be at 110 and that's going to be it. They're just going to gap it there. If they were going to do that, they would probably do that now. Just saying. Right? Now, as far as the rest of this market goes, okay, Bitcoin, at least 4 more days. Again, note, everybody sells, like everyone in, everyone out, everyone in again, everyone all the way out, everyone in again. Right? Solana takes out this DeMark point at 225. Forget about it. It's gone. Cardano probably going to have a God candle before it stops. This little plus sign means you're going to have one big up thrust before it's over. And on ETH, look at this wonderful job that they did on this support point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all of the stops, 10 can't recover above, and then boom. This has got, you know, the Elliott wave work on this implies this was the third part of the trend. This is the fourth part of the trend. And then the fifth part of the trend is up here. Toshi, right? Coinbase, base. See how they break it out and then they bring it back all at the same time? This is very typical from the election, right? They would moon it and then they would bring it back, and now they're breaking it out slowly. And then when you look at virtuals, virtuals got to the 62% retracement. That's one way to look at it. Or maybe it's the, yeah, it got to the 62% retracement of the overall move and comes screaming back. What was this? $2. So this went from 5 billion in market cap to like 1.9 billion. And now it's back at 3.5. And what happens when this sector expands dramatically? Like, I got a question for you. Seriously. So here's gold. We haven't even done PowerPoint yet. So gold is clearly breaking out with this signal today from Lux Algo. And I know this is going to sound really funny, but I'm starting to wonder what happens if the stock market has one final hoo-ha with an NVIDIA rally or some form of stock market AI rally, and what that could mean for crypto. Like, what happens if NVIDIA moves and everybody goes, ooh, AI is hot. Ooh, AI is hot in crypto. Look at Curve. Look at this. Look at these coins. Curve was recently at Lux Algo equilibrium. This is like your basic ETH DeFi. This whole market is up. I don't know. The whole market's up like 3% right now. And I don't understand why it can't go up, I don't know, 10% every day. I mean, if you look at total 3, right? So this is the one chart market update. This is total altcoin market cap, meaning market cap without Ethereum and Bitcoin. Okay. So I won't go into the drawing, but there's this really nifty Fibonacci circle level near $1 trillion. So the Magnificent Seven is worth 15 trillion, and Web3, which is, Solana, XRP, Avalanche, Cardano, Hedera. Yeah, that's all worth 1T together. All right. So not only are you going to break out above 1T, but you're going to break back inside an accumulation cone, which they inconveniently stopped everyone out and made you think it was going to zero. And now it has the potential to melt 1 through 1 trillion. And then if you zoom out and look at the weekly, right, it gets even more clear. So this is total 3 weekly. Okay. So you want to do technical analysis? Let's do technical analysis. So the 2021 high in altcoins is 1.1 trillion. And what do you think is going to happen if they go through that? Well, I don't know. The next Fibonacci circle point is up here at 2 trillion. So total altcoin market cap could double. It could double. Is that so ridiculous? I mean, everyone thought XRP at $4 wasn't ridiculous. Is it ridiculous? It's not ridiculous. Like, total altcoin market cap is still below its 2021 high. Let me say that again. Total altcoin market cap is still below its 2021 high. It's below resistance, but has not backed off. And then they printed this. What's going to happen to total altcoin market cap? Do you need me to tell you? I'd be happy to. I want you to make money. I want you to do great. But he just told you. Like, what's going to happen with that chart? I don't know, man. It's the operative chart and the operative face. I want this massively higher. I want this on fire. Good morning, Mr. President. Why isn't the market up more? This guy stood on a podium with a CEO of a major company called, I don't know, maybe it was SoftBank. I don't know. Major company out of Asia, right? Where, they have some etiquette about business, and the orange man's standing there on stage. The guy's talking about announcing 100 billion, and he's trying to do Shark Tank, trying to get the guy to commit to 200 billion. Do you want to be the crypto czar on a red day? Orange man's going to look at you as like, why aren't you on the tape? Get on the tape. Say something, do something, invest in something, call the Fed, call the Treasury. What do you think is going to happen when hedge funds see and the general public sees altcoins breaking out as an asset class? All this money that went into hedge funds, where is it going to go? It's going to go into altcoins, because after all, altcoins are dead, right? No, hardly. Hardly. I mean, in some ways, it's almost funny. Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. Remember that 4 days ago? Yeah, they were probably down there along with everyone else. I think everyone except Ray Dalio was down there. He was too busy being short bonds or whatever he was doing, writing books about being short bonds, when he should be buying Bitcoin for him, his children, his hedge fund, his future AI robot self, whatever. Orange man's meme coin. If somebody wanted to get it going, they would list this. Now, I know whales are very trapped in this stuff. They could not get centralized exchange liquidity to get out. So you have probably very big bag holders here. So it's probably not going to go up much by itself. But Gemini owes them one. Like, Gemini should list it. If they listed the one where you could make fun of Trump, they listed Trump. They should list Trump. They should list it. And what happens if they do list it? And what happens if the general public discovers what a meme coin is because of the Trump meme coin? Is Gemini going to let Coinbase eat their lunch? How does Gemini get everybody's attention? Well, it's easy. The morning of the inauguration, they list this. And I'm just saying, I don't own it. I know people who do. I hope it goes to 100. All I'm saying is people have underestimated the obvious trades. The obvious trades were the made in America cryptos. He came out and said it, and everyone blew it off. Secret network, privacy, below equilibrium. Kind of a false breakout there, maybe. I don't know. Like a breakout that doesn't happen right at a triangle. Man, if you reversed course here, that would be something else. They got silent swap. They got all kinds of stuff going on there. Solana, weekly. Look at Solana sit on top. Look at this. Look at it hit this trend line. Look at this wick. Right on top of this Fibonacci circle thing. Like Solana could go to 260 or 320. I don't understand why this became not a major currency. This is a currency and a telecom company. I know. That's absurd. So was XRP at $4.50 when I started drawing all this crazy stuff, right? So, I mean, XRP is breaking through a Gann angle, and the next Gann angle is at like $4.50. I thought it was going to be there in June. It could be there at Easter. It could be there tomorrow. I don't know. What happens if everybody just starts market buying XRP? Hedge funds don't own it. They're going to have an ETF. There's Toshi. Now, boomer cryptos, anyone? ICP. Consolidating right at resistance. Like any breakout from here, it's resistance and equilibrium. Fetch AI, same formation. What happens if all the normies go, hey, this is interesting. What kind of AI stuff they got on Coinbase? Ooh, Fetch AI, that's $1. Oh, cool. ICP, ooh, that's $10. I can get 10 of those. And this gold breakout is just unbelievable. Like this could go parabolic. This could go to 3,000. They want the dollar lower. They do not want this dollar where it is. American labor is not competitive with the dollar where it is, period. Right? If you want to stop people from hiring people from other countries, you can't have the strongest the currency on the planet. Otherwise, everyone's going to want to come here and get paid in that currency, for God's sakes. You got to make the currency work for the people. Okay. Kamina, what do you think about ski? All right. So I can tell you this about ski. I'm sure people are getting annoyed, right? Everything's going up, but it's all boomer cryptos. So everyone's getting irritated, right? This is exactly what happened in the boomer cryptos. It's exactly what happened in ETH. Everybody hates this, and I'm just guessing that this is waiting for an ETH renaissance, right? Base wakes up, ski wakes up. So, I've been drawing something. This is kind of like a slumping consolidation that just irritates people. Okay. And when you get irritated, it's paid to stay with the trade. So ski has done 50% of its overall move. It's done the 62% retracement of, I don't know, I guess you could call this the Kaizen move, maybe. It's fine. They're going to start listing these things. They're going to have to, Coinbase is going to have to bring up everything that's cool that's not worth $3 billion and getting dumped on someone's head. Right? So if they did Toshi, that's their way of telling you, I think, that they're going to do all of the base memes. They're going to do all the base memes. Like Coinbase is like, okay, now that we're done doing whatever it is they were doing, let's get this base ecosystem moving. I'm guessing that's what we're waiting for in ski. Because, if you look at Arrow, you want to talk about getting upset. And if you're in ski and you're upset, and you got to talk to somebody that's like got Arrow. I mean, this is unbelievable. This goes from $0 to $2. From $0 to $2, back to 20 cents, went nowhere, stopped everyone out, then went to $2, and then went down and stopped everyone out again. So, the way this works is that, you don't understand what this is, but I do, right? Like, this is the first wave and this is the second wave. And then we're about to do a big 3 wave. Okay. So this is the first wave and this is the second wave. And that may or may not make sense, but basically when you do this like start, stop thing, like you start, you stop, you start, you stop, you do that enough times and this is what you get. You do start, stop enough times, you get vertical. Elliott wave nerds call it, ready? And I can't possibly explain this clearly, but it's kind of like getting the perfect center of a jelly donut, right? The 3 wave is the juiciest part, and they break the trends down into small waves. So, one big move will have 5 waves inside of it. So you want the third part of the third part of the third part, the sweet spot in the jelly donut. That's where Arrow is. So you tell me, right? The guy who bear posted Ethereum for 4 years just told you Coinbase is going to resurrect Ethereum and no one's listening. Meanwhile, Arrow is about to do 3 of 3 of 3, a giant 3 wave. Money is not made in the buying and the selling. Money is made in the waiting, right? All right. We have a contract address. Thank you. Okay. Well, I don't know what this is. What is it? Data ownership protocol. Ooh, I like that. I don't know, man. The bigger the base, the higher in the space. It has an 11 million market cap. You miss every shot that you don't take. It's not investment advice. I'm just saying, if you researched it and you like it, not this necessarily, but if you researched it and you like it, do it. Right? It's like an 80s movie. Like, you got to invest like you're in an 80s movie. You got 3 hours to save the princess and blow up the Death Star. Get some crypto, make some money, eat some Italian food, and do humanity some good. Right? Whether you're a man, a woman, it doesn't matter. Go out and let's stop talking about crashing the bond market. Let's stop talking about all the dark stuff out there, because there's only one solution to all that dark stuff, and it's crypto. And that's it. That is it. And that is the market update. If you think you got a good idea, you need to trust yourself. Like, this is the time when you trust yourself. You don't sit around and go, oh, I missed it. No. We've had so much of that over the last year. People in crypto are actually miserable. It's the 80s, people. Save the princess and blow up the Death Star. We'll see you tomorrow.